Hello everyone, this is Sibel Edmonds reporting on the ground from Turkey. Last July, this would be July 2018, I began publishing back-to-back reports on Iran based on increased covert and overt activities in the region. My reports were all based on my travels in the region, my first-hand sources, extensive research, and of course, analysis. In July 2018, I reported on Iran as the new Deep State Operations Center, CIA Al-Qaeda Operations Center in Iran's backyard exposed. Again, that same July, I discussed the high probabilities of war on Iran titled War on the Horizon, Iran's Strategic Strengths and Weaknesses. I was joined by senior analyst and host of Newsbud's Money and Fear, Pi Ian, when we delved deep into the unrest in Iran fomented by external forces. CIA playbook, what's about to go down in Iran. Last August, we also produced an intense roundtable discussion with two of my regional experts, Professor Kovacevic and Pi Ian, geopolitical game changer. Who will Putin choose, Israel or Iran? Since I moved to Turkey 6 months ago to establish our satellite office here, I've been actively focusing on Iran with the convenience of Iran being right here, practically in my backyard. As you may also have noticed, things have been very quiet on the Iran front. And naturally, you may want to ask me why. Sibel, what happened to all the indicators you were reporting on? Did the deep state suspend all Iran operations? What caused the recent de-escalation in targeting Iran, Sibel? Well, today I'm going to provide you with the main reasons for the pause on target Iran operations. On YouTube, this will be a macro short version. For my Newsbud community members, I'll have an extended version with more info and analysis soon. If I had to summarize the main factors in only 4 words, chronologically listed per importance, it would be Turkey, Russia, Qatar, and Pakistan. But I'm going to give you more than that. Let's start with some basics for those who are not familiar with Iran, the situation with Iran, and this whole geopolitical topic. Israel is and has been the main actor and player with the greatest interests in and against Iran. As far as the drive towards operations and war against Iran goes, Israel is the player. Israel's main muscle man to use for its own interests, including wars and operations against its own targets, is and has always been the USA. Emphasis on main here. There are others as well, but the US is and has been Israel's main vehicle. Israel's number 1 ally in the region is Saudi Arabia. You heard it right. The Jewish state's main pawn in the Middle East happens to be the Wahhabi kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia leads other tiny nations of the Gulf. These nations do as Saudi Arabia says. Countries such as Kuwait, UAE, Bahrain. Egypt and Jordan are also included in this Israel-led, Saudi-implemented alliance as well. With that, enter the Arab NATO. Okay, let me pause here and recap. The plans and operations against Iran up until last year, were based on this broad alliance between Israel, US, Saudi Arabia, Gulf states, with the usual nod and quiet approval from the main European players, such as the United Kingdom. The original plan had Iran as its target, and it was conceived based on the assumption that Syria was going to fall like Iraq and Libya. But things did not play out as expected. Here are the main changing factors that have put a pause to target Iran operations. Are you ready? 1. The Clinton-Obama Syria game plan fell on its face with Russia, Iran as Syria supporting victors and US, Saudis, Israelis as the ones with the black eyes. 2. The US-Turkey alliance on Syria ended due to the US backing and arming of Syrian YPG Kurds, and with it a widening rift between the US and Turkey. 3. The boycott crisis and the fallout between Qatar and Saudi Arabia, Egypt, the United Arab Emirates, and Bahrain. 4. As a result of the Qatar-Saudi gang fallout, paired with Turkey's fallout with Saudi Arabia and the US, came the formation of a new powerful alliance of Turkey, Qatar, Iran. 5. Add to all this the fairly strong Russia-Iran alliance. Also, add the new Turkey-Russia alliance. Meanwhile, don't forget the widening rift between the US and Pakistan. To top that, let's add the Turkey-Pakistan alliance after the US-Pakistan rift. And as if that's not enough, enter Pakistan's forming stronger and growing ties with Qatar. Are you with me? Talk about convoluted, ever-changing geopolitical alliances and behind closed doors diplomacy games. And you wonder why target Iran operations have been placed on pause since last summer. The new regional alliance, Qatar, Iran, and Turkey, has been making Saudi Arabia and the other Gulf states extremely nervous. Not only that, with backing from Russia and the potential to receive support from China, this alliance has become a major concern for Israel and the US as well. But as I've said, this is only a pause. Coming events and steps by the players in the next few months, including the intensification of the Golan Heights issue, and of course the crisis on the Eastern Mediterranean between Turkey, Israel, Egypt, and Greece, will readjust and shape the deep state's Iran targeting operations. This wraps up the overview of circumstances and factors that led to the pause in US-Israel target Iran operations. In the coming days, for my Newsbud community friends, I'll go into some details and have in-depth discussion with a focus on Turkey as the main player in this whole geopolitical development involving Iran. If you value these programs and would like to see more of these, including the long format, then please go to Newsbud and do your share with your donation and/or subscription. Please do it now. Thank you all. Reporting from Turkey here, Sibel Edmonds.